Hey everybody, I'm Bloom, and welcome back to episode 4 of the World League Report, where I'm here to bring you all the highlights and things you might have missed from the GeoGuessr World League. For anyone new, we currently got 40 players battling it out for 20 weeks, gaining points toward their world ranking. This world ranking will decide who qualifies for the World Cup this summer. Let's start this week's recap with a little look at the standings before the week started. As we can see, Blinky sat at the top in first place with RC right on his tail. Also worth noting, Captain jumped up from 6th to 4th, Finbar held 5th place, and Consis, they're in 10th with only 4 matches played. With all that said, guys, let's head in to some highlights from the week. Just like last week, we started the first broadcast with a game featuring 2 Australians, and it did not disappoint.
5k points left, so maybe we're just seeing a repeat of what happened last year. Or this year, I should say.
See Zigzag looking up here, spotting a smudger on the camera. I don't know if he's using that to region guess it, but he's very close to Moldova here. Again in the Ukraine.
Wow.
And yeah, that was something he knew, definitely.
This is what you really need to be when you want to be like a top. Very interesting round, I have to say, though.
Yeah, I like San Luis Potosi as a guess here. Yeah, Zigzag also in the west of it. With this landscape. It's again sandy, dry, but also green at the same time.
I don't like the Texas right now by Lero. I think it's more likely to be Mexico just because of the wall next to us. It doesn't look very American. That seems like a very old thing to do.
I would agree.
But maybe he's right. We will see. The game ends here. And it is Texas.
It actually is. Wow.
What a guess by Lero.
Zigzag also quite surprised about that.
But it ended on a crazy NMPZ round.
But if you play it by chances, it's more likely to be the US here. However, it's very hard to get a region guess down again because you don't really have a landscape to work with. You're surrounded by trees.
Zigzag, no guess down yet. He's thinking what continent to go, I think, because he goes Europe. We will see the game here. Will it be Lero? And it is. And he even gets a nice guess in the US for those standards.
Definitely.
Zigzag, not going to be happy about that because I think without any card visible.
We also saw Feneb versus Debre, which was a very fun one.
Happy again. He found an area code and he's instantly in. Wow. And that doesn't look like an easy area to get if you ask me. South Coast.
Not. I mean, we have water. That's good to know you are on the coast. However, the coast is pretty long in the US. And he ends up being in Texas. Let's see. It was indeed.
It looks like it will
Alabama
be enough.
And Debre will pick up the...
Debre is one of the few pro players to have all the US area codes memorized. Seriously impressive. Let's see how the match ended up ending.
Which you usually get a bit more west in the country.
Oh, Debre spotted mountains, and that's why he guesses near Mendoza.
He did see some, yeah.
Because my guess would have also been Nukin if I didn't see the mountains, so I understand Feneb going there if those are really mountains. Feneb is going to be in trouble.
And it actually was, yeah, it was really hard to spot. You kind of had to trust that it is actually mountains and not like clouds or foggy coverage or anything like that.
Afterwards, we saw Armani versus Spaghetti.
Marker on Spaghetti's screen, but that didn't look like anything helpful. As to where this is,
so sure.
I don't know.
I did like the Mindanao plunk down, but it's really hard to tell here. Not much to work with. Philippines, quite a hard country to make a region guess in, just given a landscape.
Armani's switching because he's thinking about Mindoro, but and we have a max north guess, so we'll definitely see some damage
a lot
here.
of banana trees. Ooh, that pay off for Spaghetti, and with 3 times damage, that is game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Armani not going to be high here, and it is in Kazakhstan.
Really, yeah.
Which can
I think this is the Lake Road, right?
Yeah, it looks, and with the road angle being northeast.
A bit further north, I'm not sure if that's still the same coverage type you would get. And he's switching back. He doesn't really like perfectly line up, but I really like Spaghetti's especially on 5.5x, you really need to be on point here on the road.
Yeah, both people know the road, but it's just about where are you on the road, and this is deciding the game.
And it was actually South Armani is happy about that one. That will be game.
And what a round to
We move on. Is this Russia again? I think.
This looks like, yeah, like Komi, Arkhangelsk, Oblast.
Yeah, I thought first, but
now I'm not sure anymore.
Well, looks weird.
The road, I've never seen a road like this in Russia, really. But
yeah,
the
road
rest
doesn't
looks very
really look
Russian.
like it. Yeah.
And we have a Russia guess, I think, by Spaghetti because he's zooming into Europe.
I like the Russia guess more, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Canada.
Yeah, anything can happen.
So we have a continent split up here. This is the game. And it turns out to be Ontario. It's new Ontario coverage. And
with only 73 points left, Armani made a crazy comeback to win the match. Let's go back to seeing some Australians in the league, though.
Everything does fit. We are somewhere in the mountains, which are a bit split around in the country.
Yeah, this
so
looks like
you
southern.
kind of have to commit or hedge it. And it was a bit more west.
Conservatively, and maybe just go eastern Pennsylvania, hedge the entire northeast.
Yeah, especially after you notice cars in a lot more regions in the country now.
Phantom's going very far south, though. I don't know if it could be there, but I would be surprised if it's all the way in West Virginia.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. However, it does look like Maine a lot. Can't lie.
We also have some property markers, which are usually more found in the northern states and Canada, obviously. So
wow, he is very committed.
Wow, he's almost in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, I don't know what he is cooking up there. He got that coastal vibe. It was indeed Maine.
And it'll be more than enough to close out the game.
Zigzag does close it out indeed.
How about even more Australians? This time in NMPZ.
Think it true. So if you get the vibe quick, you should maybe put the pressure down, because as we can see, Kurania is considering Czechia here.
We could be wrong, but I really like Lero's guess here, and we'll see where it ends up being. And it is, yeah,
It's
Portugal.
Portugal, actually. Wow.
Also makes sense. But with these trees, I really like the northern.
More NMPZ.
Field. You could use the road alignment here. A bit hard to tell in an MPZ.
Yes.
However, it is slightly southwest.
Yeah, Sheena's road doesn't line up quite. The road angle's too steep, I think. But you know, have to. But it is the right road.
Don't doubt the goat.
The goat.
Don't doubt the goat.
Never mind.
Sheena known to be
Ratio.
very good. I'm not sure.
Well, we don't have to make a good guess.
Do you
They
have
to
region in Goyas that are this flat?
in the
Probably,
east, maybe, but
that's also something.
kind of very
I would
committed.
probably
here.
click the tri-point between Mato Grosso, Sao Paulo, and Goiás.
Yeah.
And that's where Kratzu is.
And it is very risky there with Parana because it can't be really further south.
Such exciting NMPZ guesses from this broadcast. Our second broadcast started with a match between Armani and Gingy, where we saw an unreal no-moving guess.
To Ontario.
Switches to Ontario, that'll lessen the distance, but 5 times damage. If they stay in their current provinces, this game is over.
Yep. I don't see any front plates on the cars, which would make Ontario unlikely. Ontario uses front plates on its vehicles, so if anything, I think I prefer Armani's guess here, but it's hard to say.
Armani possibly lined up a lake that he might like, but he's still looking around. We'll see. This is a big difference here. I think this is going to see us the game. Armani!
Wow!
He did line it up. Not perfectly, but pretty right here. Or even Spain, zooming in. I like that he shows us what he's thinking by his zooms.
I do like that. It makes it fun to commentate. Oklahoma, oh my gosh. What is
He's
going on?
zooming in Oklahoma City here. Maybe he's messing with us.
He might be. Armani, I think, has basically not moved his pin the entire round. He's just like, I think this is Turkey. I'm sticking to my guns.
We'll see both.
Talia, he doesn't.
Doesn't yet. Both players end up being really close to each other, but Armani closer, that north coast almost. That's going to be enough. And Armani took it all in NMPZ. After Rix lost his moving game to Consus, he took it to no move, where we saw a very outstanding guess.
Cheetah, but he's still in Ulan-Ude, thinking about Tuva.
Oh.
Now he's in Tuva.
He moves
boy.
it. This
I'm not
is
sure.
going to be big
If
points.
anything, I think I might like Tuva better, but I'm not sure. I think it's one of the two.
This is probably going to be the game here. Wow, Rix is on it. And he took us to NMPZ. Rick's very far west.
I could see it being there too. That area in the southwest, again, you get a lot of stuff like this. I'm no Botswana expert, but I could see either player being correct here. But Consis, wow, look at
What
that.
a guess from Consis, NMPZ. Consis pulled off a spectacular guess to end out the match. We saw some Australians earlier, but let's see some of our Americans battle it out. Quick zoom here.
Olga Tonga, it probably does. Yeah, I think so. He found a sign, so this could be big here for sure. If Ocean Man is further south, yeah, this is going to be pretty major damage.
4 times damage. That's going to be quite a bit. Oh my, that's a large difference. That wins RC. It is very scary, but he isn't making the guess yet. Oh, now he's considering Nelson here. South Island, North New Zealand.
I think he sees a ridge of mountains, so he's trying to line that up with a city.
That's the classic.
Yeah, and he's going to be considering Nelson Wellington. Looks like, oh, RC's going back to Wellington. This could be game.
RC switched. We'll see. Wow, it is going to be North Island. Unreal stuff from RC. A lot of people were waiting for our 2024 GeoGuessr World Cup semi-finalist to battle it out, and it sure was exciting. Here, school, and then Fao seeing a sign.
County Kerry, it says. Look, Tralee, County Kerry, I think is what it says on Orlando's screen. Does he know that? No. See, Tralee, you see that in the southwest of Ireland.
Which seems to be where Fao is right now.
He's closer, but now he's getting closer now. I believe it is going to be Tralee, which, again, Orlando just doesn't know the town, which, fair enough, it's not huge, but it's definitely knowable. Oh,
Fao found it last second, and he almost gets right on it from that last second move. You can saw even the time ran out, and he would have gotten a tiny bit closer.
I haven't seen anything that helpful yet.
Wellington Point. Something reserve. I didn't totally read that, but...
Yeah. The plates look red, maybe, on the cars, which is more of a Queensland thing, which I think is why Orlando is currently looking Queensland.
He's probably trying to find possibly a Wellington on the coast there. Fao in New South Wales here. This is going to be a pretty big difference. 5 times damage. If they stay in these respective... Oh, wow. Really big difference now. Fao opting to go near Melbourne.
This is game probably, unless it's Sydney.
Wow, and Orlando is on it. The plates paid off. That gives her...
I could see a high elevation Luzon. That could make sense, but I also thought it could easily be Latin America, yeah.
My first thought would have been Latin America, but I also don't hate this North Luzon idea. It is a round pull. That could definitely make sense for Philippines. It could also make sense for Colombia. So we have 2 different continent guesses here. This is going to be the game. It is Philippines. Fao takes it with 2.5 times. I did talk earlier about these ditches being very common in Indonesia and Malaysia.
Yeah.
On the side of the road there.
You see them a lot in, like, South Kalimantan. Fao is thinking about Kalimantan. Orlando's in Thailand, so this could be major. Now he's in Malaysia. We'll see. I don't know.
Oh, wait. This is going to be big points regardless, though. 2 different countries. But it is Indonesia.
So
but Orlando ends up being closer. Many surprises in that game. It was super fun to cast. Let's see some more highlights from the broadcast.
We will see if Mata can figure this out. But I think he's worried.
These plates look white, which wouldn't be New York.
Well, no, but
not always.
The
true,
newer
true. The
plates
newer
are
ones.
white.
It is Gen 4. He goes Kentucky. Wow. And he's on it. That actual win, Blinky the moving game at the end. You can see a little bit of distance.
Let's see if he can find some sort of highway number or something along those lines.
This is just what I was talking about last round. Sometimes it's better to kind of get out of the town area. Then you see the signs that can help, like this.
Rioja, it's an autonomous community, and not only that, but it's a very small one, which means Strefan's likely to be quite close, and Swan Gambit is not close. Yep. Actually, 5K. Wow.
Wow, what a 5K from Strans. Oh, we actually have a Vancouver here or a Surrey.
Oh, it could be Vancouver.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, because we have front plates on the car, so that's makes it more likely. Oh boy.
Oh my god, and a Toronto here from Yannick. Wait, this is going to be massive points for round 1. No multiplier, so it can't be game, but this is going to be big.
Yep.
Wow. Look, he seems quite confident on a town here, which is surprising. Very impressive if he gets it right. But Yannick also confident on a town, but a
border
very
vibe, but it's not the same town. Unless this is like Juarez or something, it probably ends it. He's switching. Is he going Reynosa?
Is he going to switch to Reynosa also? Oh He's my. Not. He doesn't.
Oh my gosh.
He almost did, and that would have... Again, many matches were played off stream this week as usual. Let's see the best highlights from those matches. How about Debre and Anu on a random bridge? Or a random New Zealand parking lot, anyone? We saw some really great highlights in the Armani versus Orlando match. Let's go back to some more general highlights. Dev was down, RC flawlessing. He did not want to give him any time to think, and he took the moving match. But RC took the no-moving game and went on to win the NMPZ game on the round limit. Maybe we see a little Rick's moving masterclass. Sadzu wasn't going to let that slide, though. And let's see one last NMPZ round to end out the off-stream highlights. Guys, now it's time for Bloom's Blunder of the Week. For this week's Blunder of the Week, I actually decided to give you guys a little montage of my favorite duo blunders. This is what I'm calling it, when two players make the exact same blunder. We actually got a few of them this week.
Seems like both of them are happy with their guesses.
1, and they leave it there. And it actually...
Oh, picking a random spot to zoom in.
And it's Oman. Okay, we've got these segmented polls, which are found in Brazil. Both of them instantly zooming into Santa Catarina. I wonder... What? Oh my god.
Wow. Both. We'll see here. The timer runs out. Both of our players pretty close. And it's Max! We'll see which one ends up being closer. Hard to tell. Oh, he did try and move it there last second, and it's Mexico. And finally, Bloom's Best of the Week.
Yep, and both players seem to agree with that vibe. Not too much else to go off of here, though. Only a tricky one.
They're in neighboring provinces, so we should see a decent bit of points depending, especially if one of them is quite close. RC possibly lining up a road. Will the lineup pay off? Oh, wow, it does. RC with basically the 5K. What a guess from RC. No info, no signs, no moving. Lines up the road, basically gets the 5K. So impressive. With all that said, let's see the standings after this week's games. Blinky still holds first place, and now by a very big margin. However, he's played 10 matches so far, one of only 5 players to have played that many by this week. RC stayed in second place, and Captain has moved up to third. MK also shot up from 7th to 4th. And impressively, Consa stands at 7th place with only 6 matches played. That's 2 less than Zigzag right there in 6th. And next weekend, we'll only have one official broadcast. This one will be at our 19 Central European Time slot, and I'll be hosting as usual. Come check it out. I'm really looking forward to Orlando versus V89 and Yannick versus Debre. I mean, realistically, I really just want to see Debre's NMPZ hat again. We love to see it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's recap. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure to tune in next weekend for some more amazing games. I'll see you then, guys. I've been Bloom, and as always, peace.